Pack your bags and get out of MY house right now, you pathetic failure.
What are you talking about, Marcus? This is our family home.
Was our family home. Now it's mine, and I don't want some broke loser like you bringing down the property value.
Marcus, I just lost my job last week. I thought you'd understand. We're brothers.
Brothers. Real brothers don't mooch off successful people like parasites.
Mooch, I've been paying rent here for 3 years while I saved money.
Your pathetic $500 a month? That doesn't even cover the utilities.
But Mom left this house to both of us equally when she died.
And I bought out your half fair and square when you desperately needed the money for your failed business.
That was supposed to be temporary. You said I could stay here as long as I needed.
That was before I realized what a complete disappointment you'd become.
A disappointment? I'm going through a rough patch, but I'll bounce back.
Rough patch? Daniel, you're 32 years old and you've never succeeded at anything in your entire life.
That's not fair. I had my construction business for 2 years before the recession hit.
2 years of barely breaking even before you lost everything because you're incompetent.
The economy crashed. Half the construction companies in the state went under.
The successful ones didn't. The ones with real business sense survived and thrived.
Like your precious law firm that Daddy handed to you on a silver platter?
I earned my place at that firm. I graduated top of my class from Harvard Law.
With Dad's money paying for everything while I worked 3 jobs just to afford community college.
Don't blame me for your poor life choices. Nobody forced you to drop out.
I dropped out to take care of Mom when she got sick. Remember her? Your mother.
I contributed financially to her care. You just held her hand and played nurse.
I sacrificed everything for her. My education, my relationship with Sarah, my future.
And that's exactly why you'll always be a failure. You make emotional decisions instead of smart ones.
Caring for our dying mother wasn't emotional, it was human decency.
It was financial suicide, and now look where it got you. Unemployed and homeless.
I'm not homeless. This is my home too, regardless of what papers you made me sign.
Those papers say otherwise. You sold me your half of this house for $50,000.
Because you said it was just a formality for tax purposes.
I said it was for tax purposes, not that it was temporary. You should have read the fine print.
You're my brother. I trusted you.
Trust doesn't pay mortgages or maintain properties. Money does.
Where am I supposed to go? I just lost my job and I have maybe $2,000 in savings.
Not my problem. Maybe you should have thought about that before you decided to be poor.
Decided to be poor? You think I chose this?
Every day you choose to stay mediocre instead of pushing yourself to succeed.
I've worked harder than you ever have. You've never had to struggle for anything.
I work 60 hours a week at one of the most prestigious law firms in the state.
Doing work that was handed to you by Dad's connections and family name.
While you've bounced from one dead-end job to another your entire adult life.
Because I was taking care of family responsibilities that you conveniently ignored.
Excuses. Successful people don't make excuses, they make results.
What happened to you, Marcus? We used to be close. You used to care about family.
I grew up. I realized that success means surrounding yourself with other successful people.
And I'm not successful enough for your social circle?
You're not successful at all. You're a 32-year-old man with no career, no prospects, and no future.
That's harsh even for you.
It's honest. Something you clearly need more of in your life.
I need support from my family, not brutal honesty about my failures.
Support is what got you into this mess. Nobody ever held you accountable.
Mom held me accountable. She also believed in me.
Mom enabled you. She let you live in her basement until you were 30.
I was helping her after Dad died and you moved across the country for law school.
I was building a career. You were hiding from responsibility.
Responsibility? I was the one who handled everything when Dad had his heart attack.
For 2 months. Then you went back to your minimum wage jobs and big dreams.
At least I stayed close to family instead of running away to chase money.
I chased success. There's a difference.
Success at the cost of your humanity, apparently.
Humanity doesn't pay for this house, or my car, or my lifestyle.
Your lifestyle that you're so afraid I'll somehow contaminate?
I've worked too hard to let anyone drag me down to their level.
I'm not trying to drag you down. I just need temporary help.
There's nothing temporary about failure, Daniel. It's a permanent condition for people like you.
People like me? What exactly does that mean?
People without ambition, without drive, without the killer instinct needed to succeed.
I have plenty of ambition. I just don't measure everything by dollar signs.
That's exactly why you'll always be poor. Money is how we measure success in the real world.
What about happiness? What about family? What about basic human decency?
Those are luxuries for people who can afford them. You can't.
So because I'm going through financial difficulties, I don't deserve compassion from my own brother.
You deserve exactly what your choices have earned you. Nothing more, nothing less.
My choices? I chose to take care of our parents while you built your career.
You chose the easy path. Staying home, playing caregiver, avoiding real challenges.
Easy path? Watching our mother die slowly while managing her medical care and working part-time jobs?
Easier than competing in law school, building a client base, and establishing a professional reputation.
We're different people, Marcus. We always have been.
Yes, we are. I'm successful and you're not. That's the only difference that matters.
When did you become so cold, so calculating?
When I realized that sentiment and family loyalty don't create wealth or security.
They create something more important than wealth.
Nothing is more important than wealth. Everything else is just pretty words poor people tell themselves.
Dad would be ashamed of what you've become.
Dad would be proud that one of his sons made something of himself.
And disappointed that the same son abandoned his family when they needed him most.
I didn't abandon anyone. I built a life worth living.
A life so fragile that having your poor brother around threatens it?
A life so valuable that I won't let anyone jeopardize it.
Including your own family.
Especially my own family. Family members can hurt you the most.
Or help you the most, if you let them.
Help me what? Become mediocre like you? No thank you.
I'm not mediocre. I'm going through a difficult time.
You've been going through a difficult time for 10 years.
Life isn't a straight line to success like yours was.
My line wasn't straight. I made sacrifices and hard choices.
What sacrifices? Dad paid for law school, you got hired at his friend's firm.
I sacrificed relationships, free time, and personal happiness for professional success.
And now you're sacrificing your relationship with your only brother.
If that's what it takes to protect what I've built, then yes.
What you've built isn't worth protecting if it requires destroying your family.
My family is my wife and my future children. You're just someone who happens to share my DNA.
That's the saddest thing you've ever said to me.
The saddest thing is watching a grown man refuse to take responsibility for his own failures.
Fine. You want me gone? I'll go.
Good. I'll give you until Sunday to pack your things and find somewhere else to live.
That's 3 days. Where am I supposed to find an apartment in 3 days with no job?
That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
You really don't care what happens to me, do you?
I care that you stop being my problem and start being your own solution.
I hope someday you remember what it felt like to have a brother who loved you.
I hope someday you remember what it feels like to have self-respect and ambition.
I'll remember this conversation for the rest of my life.
Good. Maybe it'll finally motivate you to make something of yourself.
Maybe it will. Just not in the way you think.
Sunday, Daniel. Don't make me call the police.
Call them if you want. Let them see what kind of man throws his own brother onto the street.
They'll see a property owner exercising his legal rights.
They'll see a heartless bastard who values money more than blood.
Blood doesn't pay legal fees or property taxes.
Blood used to mean something in this family.
Blood means DNA. Nothing more, nothing less.
DNA that carries the same parents, the same childhood, the same memories.
Memories that have zero market value.
Market value isn't the only kind of value that exists.
It's the only kind that matters in the real world.
Your real world is a very small, very cold place.
My real world is a very successful, very profitable place.
Profitable for your bank account, devastating for your soul.
Souls are imaginary. Bank accounts are real.
If souls are imaginary, what happens when you die?
I leave behind wealth and property for my heirs.
And what kind of person do you leave behind as your legacy?
A successful person who built something meaningful.
Meaningful to who? Your accountant?
Meaningful to anyone who understands the value of achievement.
Achievement without character is just accumulation.
Accumulation of assets and wealth is the definition of success.
That's the definition of greed, not success.
Greed is wanting something you haven't earned. I've earned everything I have.
You've earned money. You haven't earned the right to be cruel.
Cruelty is subjective. Business decisions are objective.
This isn't a business decision, Marcus. This is about family.
Family is just another type of business relationship.
Family is supposed to be the one relationship that transcends business.
Nothing transcends business. Everything is transactional.
Love isn't transactional.
Love is the most transactional thing there is.
Real love is unconditional.
Real love comes with terms and conditions that most people ignore.
What were the terms and conditions on Mom's love?
That we become productive members of society.
She loved us because we were her sons, not because of our bank accounts.
She loved who she thought we could become.
She loved who we actually were.
Who we actually were wasn't enough to pay for her medical care.
Her medical care was covered. We both contributed.
I contributed efficiently. You contributed emotionally.
I contributed personally. I was there every day.
Being there every day was a luxury I couldn't afford.
Being there every day was a priority you chose not to have.
I had responsibilities that required my physical presence elsewhere.
You had choices that revealed your real priorities.
My real priorities were building a sustainable future.
Your real priorities were building a selfish present.
Selfish success benefits everyone around me.
How does your success benefit me right now?
It doesn't. That's the point.
The point is to exclude your own brother from any benefits of your success?
The point is to reserve the benefits of my success for people who contribute to it.
What about people who supported you before you were successful?
Past support doesn't create permanent obligations.
It creates gratitude and loyalty.
Gratitude and loyalty are emotions. I deal in facts and results.
Facts and results without emotions make you a machine, not a human being.
Machines are more reliable than human beings.
Machines don't love or create meaning or build relationships that last.
They also don't disappoint you, or drag you down, or cost you money unnecessarily.
They also don't celebrate your victories or comfort you in defeats or remember your humanity.
I don't need comfort in defeats because I don't plan to have any.
Everyone has defeats, Marcus. Even you.
Not if you plan carefully and execute flawlessly.
Life doesn't allow for flawless execution. Life is messy and unpredictable.
Life is only messy for people who don't control their variables.
You can't control everything, no matter how hard you try.
I can control enough to maintain my standard of living.
What happens when you can't?
That's not going to happen.
But what if it does?
Then I'll adapt and overcome.
Alone?
If necessary.
That's the saddest answer you could have given.
It's the most honest answer I could have given.
Honesty without compassion is just cruelty.
Compassion without boundaries is just weakness.
Some things are worth being weak for.
Nothing is worth being weak for. Weakness invites exploitation.
Love isn't exploitation.
Love is the greatest exploitation of all.
If that's what you really believe, then I feel sorry for you.
Don't feel sorry for me. I'm successful.
Success without love is just expensive loneliness.
I'm not lonely. I have Jessica.
For now.
Forever.
Nothing is forever, Marcus. Not even your precious success.
My success will outlast any temporary setbacks.
Because you've built it on such a solid foundation of burning bridges and destroying relationships?
Because I've built it on solid financial planning and smart business decisions.
Business decisions that cost you your family.
Family that was costing me my future.
We are your family. We are part of your future.
You were part of my past. My future belongs to me alone. Okay.
You know what, Marcus? You're absolutely right about one thing.
Finally, some self-awareness from you.
I do need to stop depending on people who measure relationships by profit margins.
Now you're learning how the real world works.
I'm learning that family isn't always found in blood relatives.
Family is whoever contributes positively to your life trajectory.
Exactly. And you've just shown me that you don't qualify.
I don't need to qualify for anything. I own this house.
You own this house, but you've lost everything that made it a home.
Homes are just emotional attachments to real estate.
Real estate that holds memories of better people than you've become.
Better people who couldn't afford to keep it.
People who prioritized love over money.
People who prioritized feelings over financial responsibility.
Do you remember when Dad taught us to fish in the pond behind this house?
I remember that the pond needed expensive maintenance that cut into property values.
You had it filled in last year, didn't you?
I converted it into a luxury garden that increased property value by $30,000.
You destroyed our childhood memories for $30,000.
I optimized underutilized space for maximum return on investment.
You erased Dad's favorite spot where he taught us about patience and brotherhood.
I eliminated a liability that required constant upkeep and provided no income.
Some things are worth maintaining even if they don't generate income.
Nothing is worth maintaining if it doesn't serve a current purpose.
The purpose was preserving family history.
Family history doesn't appreciate in value or attract qualified buyers.
You're already planning to sell this house.
I'm planning to leverage this asset when the market conditions are optimal.
Mom would be heartbroken to know you're treating her life's home like a commodity.
Mom would be proud that one of her sons learned to maximize asset potential.
Mom would be devastated that the same son destroyed everything she worked to build.
She built a house. I built a portfolio.
She built a family. You're dismantling it piece by piece.
I'm streamlining my personal relationships for maximum efficiency.
You're destroying your personal relationships for minimal gains.
The gains are substantial when you eliminate emotional overhead.
The losses are catastrophic when you eliminate human connection.
Human connection is overrated by people who can't succeed independently.
Independent success without human connection is just expensive isolation.
Expensive isolation in a beautiful house with financial security.
Beautiful house that feels like a mausoleum of everything you used to care about.
I care about the same things I've always cared about. I'm just more focused now.
You're focused on money to the exclusion of everything else.
Money enables everything else. Without it, nothing else matters.
With only it, nothing else exists.
That's a luxury problem for wealthy people.
It's a poverty problem for people who are rich in everything except what matters.
What matters is financial independence and social status.
What matters is human dignity and authentic relationships.
Authentic relationships are a myth. Everyone wants something from everyone else.
That's the most cynical worldview I've ever heard.
It's the most realistic worldview you'll ever hear.
It's the worldview of someone who's forgotten how to trust or be trusted.
Trust is inefficient. Contracts are reliable.
You can't contract for love or loyalty or genuine care.
You can contract for services that simulate all of those things.
Simulation isn't the same as the real thing.
Simulation is more predictable and cost-effective than the real thing.
Cost-effective love isn't love at all.
Love is whatever label you put on mutually beneficial arrangements.
Love is what exists between people who care about each other unconditionally.
Unconditional anything is a business liability.
Unconditional love is what Mom gave us. What Dad gave us.
What Mom and Dad gave us was conditional on us becoming successful adults.
What they gave us was unconditional support to help us become good people.
Good people who could contribute to society and support themselves financially.
Good people who could love and be loved and make the world better.
Making the world better is a luxury for people who've already made themselves better.
Making yourself better includes developing compassion and maintaining relationships.
Making yourself better means increasing your net worth and social position.
Net worth without self-worth is just elaborate poverty.
Self-worth without net worth is just elaborate delusion.
I'd rather be deluded and kind than realistic and cruel.
Kindness is cruelty to yourself in a competitive marketplace.
Life isn't a marketplace, Marcus. It's an experience.
Life is exactly a marketplace where everyone is selling something.
What are you selling that's so valuable it costs your humanity?
I'm selling legal expertise, professional competence, and reliable results.
And the price is your soul, your family, and your capacity for joy.
The price is anything that interferes with peak performance.
Peak performance at the cost of peak humanity.
Humanity is inefficient. Performance is measurable.
Some things that matter most can't be measured.
If it can't be measured, it can't be managed or improved.
Love can't be measured, but it can be felt and shared and multiplied.
Love is just biochemical reactions that cloud judgment.
Love is what makes life worth living beyond just surviving.
Surviving successfully is the only thing that matters.
Living meaningfully is what separates humans from machines.
Machines are more reliable than humans in almost every measurable way.
Machines can't create art or poetry or moments of transcendent beauty.
Neither can unsuccessful humans who worry about rent money.
Even poor humans can create meaning and beauty and love.
Poor humans create problems and drain resources from productive people.
Productive people who forget their humanity become problems themselves.
I'm a solution to problems, not a problem myself.
You're becoming a problem for everyone who tries to love you.
Love is a problem when it interferes with logical decision-making.
Logic without love makes monsters, not successful people.
Monsters who live in beautiful houses and drive expensive cars.
Empty houses and cars that take you nowhere meaningful.
They take me wherever I want to go, whenever I want to go there.
But never to a place where you're genuinely happy.
Happiness is overrated. Security is underrated.
Security without happiness is just comfortable misery.
Misery with money is better than misery without money.
Joy without money is better than misery with money.
Joy doesn't pay bills or maintain lifestyles.
Bills and lifestyles don't create memories worth keeping.
They create environments where good memories are possible.
Good memories come from good people, not good environments.
Good people in bad environments create stress and conflict.
Bad people in good environments create emptiness and despair.
I'm not a bad person. I'm a practical person.
Practical people don't throw their brothers onto the street.
Practical people don't enable family members to remain unsuccessful.
Loving people help family members through difficult times.
Helping unsuccessful people stay unsuccessful isn't love.
Abandoning struggling people isn't tough love either.
It's market-based motivation for personal improvement.
It's cruelty disguised as business philosophy.
Business philosophy that creates wealth and stability.
Wealth and stability built on the graves of discarded relationships.
Discarded relationships that were liabilities instead of assets.
Family relationships that were foundations instead of liabilities.
Foundations that cracked under financial pressure.
Foundations that you dynamited rather than repaired.
Repair is more expensive than replacement.
Some things can't be replaced once they're destroyed.
Everything can be replaced if you have enough money.
Money can't replace trust, love, shared history, or genuine care.
Money can buy better versions of all of those things.
Better for your wallet, worse for your soul.
Souls are imaginary constructs invented by unsuccessful people.
Souls are what make us human instead of calculating machines.
Calculating machines that produce consistent positive results.
Consistent results that add up to a meaningless existence.
Meaning is whatever you decide it means.
Meaning comes from connection, purpose, and love.
Meaning comes from achievement, accumulation, and advancement.
Achievement without love is hollow.
Love without achievement is impractical.
Some impractical things are worth preserving.
Nothing impractical is worth preserving if it costs you opportunities.
Family isn't an opportunity cost. Family is a privilege.
Family is a privilege for people who can afford to maintain it.
Family is a responsibility for people who understand its value.
I understand the value perfectly. The cost exceeds the benefit.
The benefit is immeasurable when you need support most.
I don't need support. I need results.
Everyone needs support sometimes, even successful people.
Successful people create their own support systems through professional networks.
Professional networks disappear when you're no longer useful.
Which is why I make sure I'm always useful.
What happens when you can't be useful anymore?
That's not going to happen.
Age happens to everyone, Marcus. Illness happens. Economic crashes happen.
I've planned for all of those contingencies.
You've planned for financial contingencies, you haven't planned for human ones.
Human contingencies are managed through insurance and legal contracts.
Insurance and legal contracts can't hold your hand when you're scared.
I don't get scared. I get prepared.
Preparation can't prevent every kind of loss.
Adequate preparation prevents most losses that matter.
The losses that matter most can't be prevented by money or planning.
The losses that matter most are financial losses that destroy everything else.
The losses that matter most are human losses that make everything else meaningless.
Nothing is meaningless if you still have your wealth and health.
Everything is meaningless if you have no one to share it with.
I have Jessica to share it with.
Jessica, who married your lifestyle, not your character.
Jessica, who married a successful man with a bright future.
What happens when that bright future dims or changes direction?
It won't, because I control the variables that determine my success.
You control some variables, life controls the rest.
I control enough variables to maintain my trajectory.
Your trajectory toward what? More money? More isolation?
My trajectory toward financial independence and social prominence.
Independence from what? From everyone who ever loved you.
Independence from anyone who might hold me back or drain my resources.
Resources that are meaningless without people to share them with.
Resources that enable me to attract high-quality people when I choose.
High-quality people who will abandon you the moment your resources disappear.
My resources aren't going to disappear.
Your resources are already disappearing. You're losing family, loyalty, love.
I'm gaining focus, efficiency, and financial growth.
At the cost of everything that makes success worthwhile.
Success is worthwhile in itself.
Success shared is worthwhile. Success hoarded is just expensive loneliness.
I'm not lonely. I'm selective.
You're not selective, you're afraid.
I'm not afraid of anything.
You're afraid of being vulnerable, of needing someone, of being human.
Vulnerability is weakness. Independence is strength.
Vulnerability is courage, isolation is cowardice.
Isolation that pays 6 figures annually and provides luxury living.
Luxury living in an emotional wasteland of your own creation.
Emotional wasteland with marble countertops and imported fixtures.
Marble countertops that can't love you back when you need it most.
I don't need love back. I need consistent performance and reliable results.
You need love more than anyone because you've forgotten how to give it.
Hey!
You know what, Marcus? I'm actually grateful for this conversation.
Finally showing some appreciation for the life lesson I'm giving you.
I'm grateful because you've shown me exactly who you really are.
I'm a successful professional who's worked hard for everything I have.
You're a cautionary tale about what happens when ambition eats your soul.
Better to be ambitious without a soul than soulful without ambition.
I'll remember you said that in 5 years when our positions are reversed.
Our positions will never be reversed because you lack the fundamental drive to succeed.
I lack the fundamental cruelty to succeed the way you have.
Cruelty is just another word for effective decision-making.
Effective decision-making that destroys everything worth having.
Everything worth having can be purchased or negotiated.
Love can't be purchased, Marcus. Respect can't be negotiated.
Love can be rented and respect can be bought through demonstrated success.
Rented love and bought respect are counterfeit emotions.
Counterfeit emotions that provide real benefits and social advantages.
Social advantages with people who will disappear when your advantages disappear.
My advantages aren't going anywhere because I've built sustainable wealth.
Sustainable wealth built on unsustainable relationships.
Relationships are renewable resources if you have the right assets to attract them.
Assets attract opportunists, not genuine connections.
Genuine connections are overrated by people who can't attract opportunists.
Opportunists abandon you. Genuine connections sustain you.
Opportunists provide value as long as the arrangement benefits everyone involved.
Everyone involved except the people you've discarded along the way.
Exactly. Discarded people who were holding me back from reaching my potential.
Family who were supporting you before you had any potential to reach.
Family who enabled mediocrity instead of demanding excellence.
Family who loved unconditionally instead of measuring worth by bank statements.
Unconditional love is what parents give children, not what adults owe each other.
Adults who remember being children understand the value of unconditional love.
Adults who want to stay children depend on unconditional love.
Adults who've forgotten being children become incapable of giving love.
I'm capable of giving love to people who deserve it.
Who deserves it in your calculation? People richer than you.
People who contribute positively to my life trajectory and goals.
What about people who contributed before you had goals or trajectories?
Past contributions don't create permanent entitlements to future benefits.
Past contributions create bonds that transcend temporary circumstances.
Bonds that become chains when circumstances change.
Bonds that become strength when circumstances become difficult.
Strength comes from independence, not interdependence.
Strength comes from knowing people have your back when everything falls apart.
Nothing is going to fall apart because I've planned for every contingency.
Every financial contingency. You haven't planned for emotional contingencies.
Emotional contingencies are managed through professional therapy and pharmaceutical intervention.
Professional therapy can't replace the comfort of genuine family love.
Professional therapy is more reliable and effective than family drama.
Family drama that comes from people who care enough to fight for you.
Fighting is inefficient. Negotiation produces better outcomes.
Some things are worth fighting for even when negotiation fails.
Nothing is worth fighting for if the cost exceeds the benefit.
Family is worth fighting for regardless of cost.
That's exactly why you'll always be poor.
And that's exactly why you'll always be alone.
Alone with financial security and social status.
Alone with nothing that matters when the lights go out and the house is quiet.
The house is never quiet because I host networking events and dinner parties.
Events full of people who would never visit if you weren't successful.
People who provide valuable connections and business opportunities.
People who provide transaction-based relationships that end when the transactions end.
All relationships are transaction-based if you understand human nature.
Human nature includes loyalty, sacrifice, and genuine care.
Human nature is fundamentally selfish and opportunistic.
Some humans transcend their selfish nature through love and commitment.
Transcendence is a luxury for people who've already secured their basic needs.
Basic needs include human connection and meaningful purpose.
Basic needs are food, shelter, and financial security.
Humans need more than survival to live meaningful lives.
Meaning is whatever you can afford to pursue.
Meaning is what makes life worth living regardless of what you can afford.
Life is worth living when you have options and opportunities.
Life is worth living when you have people to share it with.
I have people to share my success with.
You have people who share in your success, not people who share your life.
Success is my life.
Success is what you've achieved. Life is who you are when nobody's watching.
When nobody's watching, I'm planning my next achievement.
When nobody's watching, you're alone with the person you've become.
The person I've become is exactly who I worked to become.
The person you've become would be unrecognizable to the boy who used to be my brother.
That boy was naive and unprepared for the real world.
That boy was kind and generous and full of dreams.
Dreams don't pay mortgages or create lasting security.
Dreams create hope and purpose and reasons to keep trying.
Trying is what unsuccessful people do instead of succeeding.
Succeeding without trying to be a good person is just expensive failure.
There's no such thing as expensive failure if you're financially successful.
There's no such thing as real success if you're emotionally bankrupt.
Emotional bankruptcy is a metaphor. Financial bankruptcy is literal.
Both kinds of bankruptcy destroy what matters most about being human.
Being human is overrated. Being successful is underrated.
Being successful without being human is the worst of both worlds.
Being human without being successful is poverty with extra steps.
Being successful without being human is wealth without meaning.
Meaning is a luxury good that poor people can't afford.
Meaning is essential nutrition that rich people often starve themselves of.
I'm not starving myself of anything important.
You're starving yourself of everything that made you worth knowing.
I'm worth knowing because I'm successful and influential.
You're worth avoiding because success has made you cruel and calculating.
Cruel and calculating people who get results and create wealth.
Wealth that comes at the cost of your humanity.
Humanity that comes at the cost of financial security.
Some costs are too high to pay, regardless of what you gain.
The only cost too high to pay is the cost of remaining unsuccessful.
The cost you've paid is your ability to love and be loved.
Love is renewable, success is not.
Success is renewable. Love, once destroyed, is irreplaceable.
Everything is replaceable if you have sufficient resources.
Trust isn't replaceable. Genuine affection isn't replaceable.
Genuine affection is a biological response that can be triggered by appropriate stimuli.
Appropriate stimuli like kindness, generosity, and loyalty.
Appropriate stimuli like wealth, status, and demonstrated competence.
Those stimuli attract parasites, not genuine affection.
Everyone is a parasite looking for a suitable host.
Some people are partners looking for mutual support.
Mutual support is just parasitism with better marketing.
That's the most cynical thing I've ever heard you say.
Cynicism is just realism with uncomfortable accuracy.
Realism that makes life unbearable and relationships impossible.
Relationships are impossible anyway. I'm just honest about it.
Relationships are difficult but possible when both people try.
Trying is what people do when they can't achieve results efficiently.
Trying is what people do when they care about outcomes beyond efficiency.
Efficiency is the only outcome that matters in competitive environments.
Life isn't a competitive environment. Life is a collaborative experience.
Life is the ultimate competitive environment where only winners survive.
Life is where people who help each other both survive and thrive.
People who help each other become vulnerable to exploitation.
People who help each other become stronger through mutual support.
Mutual support is fine until one person needs more support than they provide.
Like when family members go through temporary difficulties.
Exactly. That's when the arrangement becomes economically unsustainable.
Family arrangements aren't economic transactions.
Everything is an economic transaction if you analyze it honestly.
Honest analysis that destroys everything beautiful about human connection.
Beautiful human connections that destroy everything practical about resource management.
Some things are more important than resource management.
Nothing is more important than resource management in a world of scarcity.
Love creates abundance even in a world of material scarcity.
Love creates inefficiency in a world that rewards optimization.
Optimization without love creates mechanical existence instead of human life.
Mechanical existence that produces consistent positive results.
Results that add up to nothing meaningful at the end of your life.
Meaningful is whatever you decide it means.
Meaningful is what you're remembered for after you're gone.
I'll be remembered for my professional achievements and financial success.
You'll be remembered as the man who had everything and threw it all away.
I'll be remembered as the man who built something lasting.
You're building monuments to your own selfishness.
I'm building wealth and security for my future family.
Future family that will learn the same lessons about conditional love.
Future family that will learn the value of achievement and self-reliance.
Future family that will grow up never trusting you completely.
Future family that will respect me for providing them with opportunities.
Opportunities purchased with the sacrifice of your current family.
Current family that was holding me back from providing those opportunities.
Current family that loved you before you had anything to provide.
Current family that expected me to remain at their level instead of rising above it.
Rising above doesn't mean looking down on everyone below.
Looking down is just an accurate assessment of relative positions.
Relative positions that can change faster than you think.
My position is secure because I've built it on solid foundations.
Solid foundations include family loyalty and mutual support.
Solid foundations are made of money, property, and professional reputation.
Money can disappear, property can be lost. reputation can be destroyed.
Family can abandon you, love can fade, loyalty can be broken.
Family abandons you when you abandon them first.
I'm not abandoning anyone. I'm making rational decisions.
Rational decisions that feel like abandonment to the people who love you.
Feelings are irrelevant to rational decision-making,
Feelings are the most relevant part of human decision-making.
which is exactly why most human decisions are irrational and counterproductive.
Human decisions that prioritize connection over accumulation.
Connection that interferes with accumulation is counterproductive connection.
Accumulation that destroys connection is meaningless accumulation.
Meaningless accumulation that provides security and options.
Security and options that you'll never share with anyone who matters.
I'll share them with people who've earned the right to benefit from my success.
People who've earned the right by loving you before you were successful.
People who've earned the right by contributing to my success.
The people who contributed most to your success are the ones you're discarding.
The people who contributed most are the ones who taught me to be independent.
Independence that isolates you from everyone who ever cared about you.
Isolation that protects me from people who would drain my resources.
Resources that become meaningless when you have no one to share them with.
Resources that enable me to attract better quality relationships.
Better quality according to what measurement? Their bank accounts?
Better quality according to their ability to contribute value to my life.
Value that has nothing to do with love, loyalty, or genuine care.
Value that has everything to do with mutual benefit and shared goals.
Shared goals that don't include basic human decency.
Human decency is a luxury for people who've already achieved financial security.
Human decency is what makes financial security worth achieving.
Financial security is what makes human decency possible.
You've achieved financial security and lost your human decency.
I've achieved financial security and eliminated inefficient emotional overhead.
Emotional overhead that made you human instead of a calculating machine.
Calculating machines that produce better outcomes than emotional humans.
Better outcomes for your bank account, worse outcomes for your soul.
Souls don't exist, bank accounts do.
Bank accounts don't comfort you when you're dying alone.
Bank accounts pay for professional care and comfortable environments.
Professional care from people who are paid to pretend they care about you.
Professional care that's more reliable than family care.
Family care that comes from love instead of financial obligation.
Financial obligation is more dependable than emotional obligation.
Emotional obligation is what makes us human instead of business transactions.
Business transactions that produce measurable results and mutual satisfaction. Okay.
So right. You know what, Marcus? You're absolutely right about business transactions.
Finally, some recognition of basic economic reality.
Because I've just completed the most satisfying business transaction of my life.
What are you talking about? You don't have money for business transactions.
I'm talking about the transaction that closes in exactly 3 hours.
What transaction? You're unemployed and broke.
The transaction where I purchased this house from the bank that's foreclosing on you.
That's impossible. This house isn't in foreclosure.
Check your email, Marcus. Check it right now.
You're delusional. I own this house free and clear.
You owned this house until you leveraged it for your investment portfolio.
My investments are performing exactly as projected.
Your investments in cryptocurrency and tech startups that crashed 6 months ago.
Those were calculated risks with high return potential.
Those were gambling debts disguised as investment strategies.
You don't know anything about my financial situation.
I know everything about your financial situation, Marcus.
How could you possibly know anything about my private finances?
Because I've been watching you destroy yourself for 5 years.
Watching me from where? The unemployment line.
Watching you from my office at Peterson Development Group.
Peterson Development? You don't work for Peterson Development.
I don't work for them, Marcus. I own them.
That's impossible. Peterson Development is worth hundreds of millions.
460 million as of last quarter's valuation.
You're lying. You were homeless 5 years ago.
I was motivated 5 years ago when my own brother threw me onto the street.
Motivated to do what? Win the lottery?
Motivated to prove that success without humanity is just expensive failure.
You're fabricating this entire story to make yourself feel better.
I'm telling you the truth that you're about to discover in court documents.
What court documents?
The foreclosure papers that were served this morning while you were at work.
No foreclosure papers were served this morning.
Check with your doorman, Marcus. Check with building security.
This is impossible. My mortgage payments are current.
Your mortgage payments are 3 months behind because of your investment losses.
I would know if my payments were behind.
You would know if you opened mail instead of assuming everything runs automatically.
My financial advisor handles all of my account management.
Your financial advisor who disappeared with $2 million of your money.
Richard would never steal from me. We've worked together for years.
Richard, who's currently under federal investigation for running a Ponzi scheme.
You're making this up to upset me.
I'm telling you what I learned when I bought your debt from the bank.
Banks don't sell mortgage debt to individuals.
They sell it to corporations with sufficient capital and credit ratings.
What corporation would want my mortgage debt?
Peterson Development Group, which specializes in distressed property acquisitions.
This is all an elaborate fantasy you've created.
This is all documented in legal filings you can verify independently.
Even if this were true, which it isn't, You couldn't afford to buy anything.
I couldn't afford anything 5 years ago when you kicked me out.
And you still can't afford anything now.
I can afford to buy your house, your car, and your entire lifestyle.
With what money? Drug dealing? Criminal activity?
With money I earned building the company you said I'd never be able to build.
Building what company? You're a failed construction worker.
I was a failed construction worker who learned that successful people think like you.
Think like me how?
Ruthlessly, strategically, without sentiment or family loyalty.
Finally, you've learned something valuable.
I learned to be exactly as calculating and heartless as you taught me to be.
Good. That's the only way to succeed in competitive markets.
Competitive markets where brothers destroy each other for profit.
Exactly. You finally understood how the real world works.
I understood so well that I spent 5 years planning your complete destruction.
My destruction? I'm the most successful lawyer in the city.
You were the most successful lawyer in the city.
I still am. Nothing has changed.
Everything has changed. You just don't know it yet.
Know what? That you've developed delusions of grandeur.
Know that I've systematically undermined every aspect of your professional life.
That's impossible. You don't have access to my professional life.
I've had access for 3 years through strategic business relationships.
What strategic business relationships?
Peterson Development Group does legal work through Morrison, Klein & Associates.
Morrison Klein is our biggest competitor.
Morrison Klein is your former employer as of this afternoon.
What are you talking about? I wasn't fired.
Check your phone, Marcus. Check your voicemails.
I would have been notified immediately if there were any employment issues.
You're being notified right now by your own brother.
Why would Morrison Klein fire me? I'm their top performer.
You were their top performer until your client started questioning your judgment.
My clients have never questioned my judgment.
Your clients started questioning your judgment when they learned about your personal financial crisis.
I don't have a personal financial crisis.
You have a very public personal financial crisis that's been carefully documented.
Documented by whom?
Documented by private investigators hired by Peterson Development Group.
Why would Peterson Development hire investigators to document my finances?
Because Peterson Development is very thorough when planning acquisitions.
Acquisitions of what?
Acquisitions of distressed assets belonging to people who destroyed their own families.
I didn't destroy my family. I made smart business decisions.
Smart business decisions that left you vulnerable to exactly this kind of systematic attack.
Attack? This isn't an attack. This is fantasy.
This is revenge, Marcus. Perfectly legal, completely devastating revenge.
Revenge for what? Teaching you to be realistic about success?
Revenge for throwing your own brother onto the street like garbage.
I gave you motivation to improve your situation.
You gave me motivation to destroy your situation.
You can't destroy my situation. I've built it too carefully.
You built it on leverage, debt, and assumed relationships.
I built it on talent, hard work, and strategic planning.
You built it on foundations that could be undermined by someone with patience.
Someone like you? You don't have the sophistication for that kind of planning.
Someone exactly like me who learned sophistication from watching you.
You learned nothing from watching me except how far behind you are.
I learned everything from watching you, including your weaknesses.
I don't have weaknesses. I have calculated risk tolerance.
Your weakness is believing that money makes you untouchable.
Money does make me untouchable by people like you.
Money made you touchable by people exactly like me.
People like you don't have money.
People like me now have more money than people like you.
That's impossible. You were broke 5 years ago.
I was poor 5 years ago. There's a difference.
Poor and broke are the same thing.
Poor means lacking money temporarily. Broke means lacking character permanently.
Character doesn't create wealth.
Character creates sustainable wealth that doesn't collapse when tested.
My wealth isn't collapsing. Your fantasies are just getting more elaborate.
My plans are getting more successful while your reality crumbles.
My reality is solid financial success and professional recognition.
Your reality is about to become homeless unemployment and social disgrace.
Social disgrace? I'm respected throughout the legal community.
You were respected until the ethics investigation began.
What ethics investigation?
The ethics investigation into your client fund mismanagement.
I never mismanaged client funds.
You borrowed against client escrow accounts to cover your investment losses.
That's a standard practice for temporary cash flow management.
That's a felony when done without client knowledge or consent.
My clients consented to flexible fund management.
Your clients consented to ethical fund management, not personal loans.
You don't know anything about legal client fund management.
I know everything about it because I hired experts to review your practices.
You hired experts? With what money?
With Peterson Development money earned through legitimate business success.
Peterson Development isn't your company.
Peterson Development is exactly my company, built from nothing in 5 years.
Built from nothing by someone who was homeless and unemployed.
Built from nothing by someone who was motivated and underestimated.
Motivated by what? Hatred?
Motivated by the desire to prove that human decency creates better results than cruelty.
Human decency doesn't create $400 million companies.
Human decency that treats employees like family creates loyalty and innovation.
Loyalty and innovation are expensive luxuries in competitive markets.
Loyalty and innovation are competitive advantages that money can't buy.
Money can buy everything, including loyalty and innovation.
Money can rent loyalty and innovation. Only respect can own them.
Respect is earned through demonstrated success.
Respect is earned through demonstrated character.
Character without success is just expensive morality.
Success without character is just expensive emptiness.
Expensive emptiness in a beautiful house with luxury amenities.
Expensive emptiness that you're about to lose because you never learned the difference.
I'm not losing anything because you're not capable of taking anything.
I'm not taking anything, Marcus. You're losing everything because of your own choices.
My choices have created wealth and security.
Your choices have created vulnerability and isolation.
Isolation that protects me from people who would drain my resources.
Isolation that prevented you from seeing the threat until it was too late.
What threat? Your imaginary business empire.
My actual business empire that now controls your future.
Nobody controls my future except me.
Nobody controlled your future except the brother you threw away.
You were thrown away because you were worthless.
I was thrown away because you were afraid I'd discover what you really are.
What I really am is successful beyond your comprehension.
What you really are is empty beyond your own comprehension.
Empty bank accounts are problematic. Empty emotions are efficient.
Empty emotions that left you with no allies when you needed them most.
I don't need allies. I need results.
You needed allies to warn you about the investigation.
What investigation? You keep mentioning investigations that don't exist.
The investigation that started when Peterson Development filed complaints about your practices.
Peterson Development has no standing to complain about my practices.
Peterson Development has standing as a client whose funds were misappropriated.
Peterson Development was never my client.
Peterson Development became your client through Morrison Klein 3 months ago.
I would have known if we acquired Peterson as a client.
You would have known if you paid attention to anything besides your own portfolio.
I pay attention to everything relevant to my success.
You paid attention to everything except the trap closing around you.
There is no trap. This is elaborate fiction.
This is elaborate justice served exactly as cold as you served me.
Justice? You call this justice?
I call this learning that actions have consequences.
My actions had consequences. They made me successful.
Your actions had consequences, they made you vulnerable.
Vulnerable to what? Failed brothers with delusions?
Vulnerable to successful brothers with patience and resources.
You don't have resources. You have fantasies.
I have 400 million in assets and a brother who taught me to use them ruthlessly.
I never taught you anything about business.
You taught me everything about business by showing me what not to become.
What not to become? I became everything successful people aspire to become.
You became everything human people learn to avoid becoming.
Human people who stay poor while successful people create wealth.
Successful people who stay human while creating sustainable wealth.
Sustainable wealth that you couldn't create because you lacked the necessary ruthlessness.
Sustainable wealth that I created because I learned when ruthlessness serves justice.
Justice? This isn't justice. This is revenge.
This is justice that feels like revenge to the person who deserves it.
I don't deserve to lose everything I've worked for.
You deserve exactly what your choices have earned you.
My choices earned me success and financial security.
Your choices earned you isolation and vulnerability.
Vulnerability that you're exploiting like the parasite I always knew you were.
Exploiting like the businessman you taught me to become.
I never taught you to become anything. You were unteachable.
I was the best student you never knew you had.
Students who learn to destroy their teachers.
Brothers who learn to hold their brothers accountable.
Accountable for what? Being more successful than you?
Accountable for sacrificing humanity in pursuit of money.
Money that creates opportunities and security.
Money that created the opportunity for this conversation.
This conversation that proves you've learned nothing about sustainable success.
This conversation that proves I've learned everything about strategic patience.
Strategic patience that amounts to elaborate stalking.
Strategic patience that amounts to poetic justice.
There's nothing poetic about destroying someone's life.
There's nothing poetic about throwing family away for profit.
I didn't throw family away. I made rational business decisions.
You threw away the only people who loved you before you had money.
People who would have prevented me from achieving my potential.
People who would have prevented you from losing your soul.
Souls don't exist. Success does.
Success without souls is just expensive loneliness.
Loneliness with luxury is better than togetherness with poverty.
Togetherness with purpose is better than loneliness with meaningless wealth.
My wealth isn't meaningless. It's measurable and substantial.
Your wealth was meaningless because you had no one to share it with.
Was? My wealth still exists.
Your wealth existed until 3 hours ago when the foreclosure became final.
The foreclosure that doesn't exist.
The foreclosure that transferred ownership of this house to Peterson Development Group.
Transferred ownership to you.
Transferred ownership to the brother you said would never amount to anything.
This is impossible.
This is inevitable.
Inevitable?
The inevitable result of treating family like business transactions.
Business transactions that should have made me wealthier.
Business transactions that made you vulnerable to someone who understood your weaknesses.
I don't have weaknesses.
Your greatest weakness was believing that money makes you invulnerable.
Money does make you invulnerable to people without money.
Money made you vulnerable to people with more money and better motives.
Better motives? Revenge isn't a better motive.
Justice is a better motive than greed.
This isn't justice. This is cruelty.
This is exactly the same cruelty you showed me 5 years ago.
I showed you reality. You're showing me fantasy.
I'm showing you consequences. Welcome to your new reality, Marcus.
My reality hasn't changed.
Your reality is that you now have 3 hours to pack your bags and leave my house.
This will never hold up in court.
This already held up in court. The foreclosure is final and legal.
I'll fight this.
With what money? Your assets are frozen pending the ethics investigation.
With what lawyer? Your reputation is destroyed and your license is under review.
From what address? You're about to be homeless just like you made me.
This is too elaborate, too perfect, too convenient.
This is 5 years of patient planning and strategic execution.
5 years of obsessive stalking and illegal manipulation.
5 years of legal business development and ethical wealth creation.
Nobody builds a $400 million company in 5 years.
Nobody who thinks like you builds sustainable success in any time frame.
I built sustainable success.
You built a house of cards that I've just blown down.
Houses of cards that were luxury real estate and professional achievement.
Houses of cards built on leverage, debt, and assumed permanence.
Assumed permanence based on careful planning and risk management.
Assumed permanence that ignored the most dangerous risk of all.
What risk?
The risk of underestimating someone who has nothing left to lose.
You had nothing 5 years ago.
I had nothing 5 years ago except motivation and moral clarity.
Moral clarity doesn't create business success.
Moral clarity creates business success that lasts because it's built on trust.
Trust is inefficient in competitive markets.
Trust is the most efficient foundation for sustainable competitive advantage.
Sustainable competitive advantage built on what?
Built on treating people like family instead of transactions.
Family treatment that creates emotional overhead and inefficiency.
Family treatment that creates loyalty and innovation that can't be bought.
Loyalty and innovation that expensive enough to destroy profit margins.
Loyalty and innovation that create profit margins sustainable enough to buy your house.
Buy my house with imaginary money from an imaginary company.
Buy your house with real money earned through human decency.
Human decency that you've abandoned by doing this to me.
Human decency that I've learned to apply strategically instead of sentimentally.
Strategic human decency is just manipulation.
Strategic human decency is what you would have learned if you'd stayed human.
I am human.
You were human 5 years ago.
I'm the same person I've always been.
You're the person you chose to become when you chose money over family.
I chose success over failure.
You chose isolation over love.
Love that would have prevented me from achieving my potential.
Potential that you achieved by destroying everything worth achieving it for.
Everything worth achieving it for is measurable in dollars and status.
Everything worth achieving it for is measurable in relationships and meaning.
Relationships and meaning are luxuries for people who've already achieved security.
Security and achievement are meaningless for people who've lost their humanity.
I haven't lost anything.
You've lost everything that made success